Have you ever wondered what really happens when someone hacks into a computer or when someone accesses data they shouldn't? Is it always illegal, or are there gray areas? Today, we're diving deep into one of the most important cybersecurity laws in the United States, a law that affects hackers, businesses, and even everyday internet users. Welcome to Bluehat Cybersec Academy. Today, we're breaking down the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, or CFAA. So, what exactly is the CFAA? Simply put, it's a federal law in the United States that makes it illegal to access computers, networks, or data without permission. Originally passed in 1986, it was designed to protect government and financial institution computers from hackers. Over the years, its scope has expanded dramatically to include almost any computer connected to the internet. At its core, the CFAA aims to prevent unauthorized access to computer systems, theft or tampering with data, cyber-related fraud or extortion, and disruption of computer networks. Think of it as a digital shield keeping both private and public systems safe. Now let's break down what the law actually covers. First, it targets unauthorized access. Accessing a computer without permission or going beyond what you're allowed is illegal. This could be a hacker breaking into a system, an employee accessing sensitive data outside their job role, or anyone bypassing passwords or other security measures. The CFAA also addresses computer-related fraud. This includes activities like stealing financial information, committing identity theft, or defrauding individuals or organizations. Beyond that, the law criminalizes causing damage to protected computers. Examples include deploying malware, deleting or altering data, or launching distributed denial of service or DDoS attacks. And finally, it even covers trafficking in passwords. Sharing or selling access credentials for unauthorized use of computers is explicitly prohibited. But who or what is protected under this law? Well, protected computers is a very broad category. It includes government computers, financial institution computers, and almost any computer used in interstate or foreign commerce. In practice, this means almost every internet-connected device falls under CFAA protection. Violations can range from hacking a bank server to accessing a coworker's email without permission. Penalties under the CFAA can be, well, pretty serious. Minor unauthorized access might just be treated as a misdemeanor, which could mean fines or even up to 1 year in prison. But when it comes to more serious offenses, like stealing data or causing system damage, those are considered felonies. First-time offenders could face fines and up to 10 years in prison, and repeat offenders might get even harsher penalties. On top of all that, civil lawsuits are possible, so victims can seek both compensatory and sometimes punitive damages. So, you can see, the law really serves both as a deterrent and as a way to provide remedies for harm. Even though the CFAA was actually pretty groundbreaking when it first came out, it's faced a lot of criticism over the years. One of the big issues is its overly broad language. For example, terms like exceeds authorized access are interpreted really widely, and sometimes that means even minor things, like breaking a website's terms of service or just checking your personal email at work, could be considered a crime. Another concern is the chilling effect on security research. Ethical hackers and cybersecurity researchers sometimes worry about being prosecuted, which can actually discourage them from finding and reporting vulnerabilities, even if they're just trying to help. And then, there's the whole question of whether the law is still relevant. The internet has changed a lot since 1986, and many people argue that the CFAA is outdated and doesn't always fit with how technology or online behavior works today. To really get a sense of how the law works, it helps to look at some notable cases. For example, there's Swartz in 2011. He was prosecuted for downloading academic articles from JSTOR, and that actually sparked a huge debate about overreach under the CFAA. Then, there's United States versus Lori Drew in 2008, where misrepresentation on social media was argued to violate the law. And of course, the Sony Pictures hack in 2014, hackers caused massive damage to corporate systems, which led to CFAA-based charges. So, these cases really highlight both the power of the law and the controversies it can create. So, what does all this mean in practice? For businesses, it's important to clearly define computer use policies, monitor network access for unauthorized activity, and educate employees about the legal risks of unauthorized access. For individuals, it's crucial to understand that violating access rules, even accidentally, can carry serious penalties, and that ethical hacking should always be done with explicit permission. Understanding and following these rules is key to staying on the right side of the law. Looking ahead, the future of the CFAA is still being debated. Lawmakers and cybersecurity experts are discussing ways to narrow the definition of unauthorized access, differentiate between malicious hacking and harmless violations, and clarify penalties to avoid disproportionate sentences. The goal is to protect systems and data without discouraging innovation or legitimate research. So, what's the takeaway? The Computer Fraud and Abuse Act remains a cornerstone of U.S. cybersecurity law. It deters malicious hacking and fraud, but also raises important questions about fairness and modern relevance. Whether you're a business, an IT professional, or just an everyday internet user, understanding the CFAA is crucial. By staying informed, practicing ethical behavior, and securing systems responsibly, we can all navigate the digital world safely. Now, let's turn this into a little interactive challenge. I want you to think about these questions. Can accessing your work email from home without explicit permission fall under CFAA violation? Is sharing your Netflix password considered trafficking in passwords under the CFAA? And finally, who exactly are considered protected computers in this law? Think about your answers and drop them in the comments. I'd love to see who's paying attention. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to dive deeper into cyber law, governance, and compliance, check out our full playlist. It's packed with practical insights and real-world cases. Thanks for watching, stay safe online, and keep learning.